The Bulls' top priority would be to trade Zach LaVine before trading everybody else, which means they're going to probably trade everybody else. Mike Scotto wrote an article and saying following after, the teams just blowing a 39 lead and then losing 118 to 109. This team's 5-13. It's not looking great. And time appears to be running out for Mr. Zach LaVine, who seems to be the subject of trade rumors, and that's going to be perpetuated throughout the season as he's owed $178 million over the next few seasons, and he's been linked to the Sixers, Lakers, and Heat. Knicks have also expressed exploratory interest in LaVine, but his camp was not interested in a trade to New York, according to the New York Post. Now, what can Chicago get for its stars on the trade market? An NBA executive told Michael Scotto that Zach LaVine can get a first back, maybe another first round pick if it's in this draft, since this draft class is very weak. DeMar DeRozan is worth a first in this draft in the 20s since it's a weak draft and he's an unrestricted free agent at the end of the season. He could be a rental. He's a third scorer on a winning team, DeMar, and he still has some gas, but again, third scorer on a winning team on an expiring contract. Now, Nikola Vucevic has age, but he can still shoot and score, and they probably get a few second round picks, I believe, or maybe a first because he's on a contract, while they could get 2 second round picks for Caruso. Now, the Bulls are currently valuing players who can help them win in a potential draft pick depending on the incoming players over tearing down the roster completely and rebuilding by taking expiring contracts and more draft picks. Sources told HoopsHype DeMar DeRozan, who's an unrestricted free agent, is a player that's drawing interest from playoff teams. Now, Caruso holds significant trade interest from teams around the league, but Chicago has yet to show a willingness to move the all-defensive guard. His defensive abilities and his $19.35 million contract through the 24-25 season makes him an intriguing player on multiple playoff teams' eyes. But the Bulls feel that they can get a first-round player and a rotational player for Caruso, but they aren't sure if they can get 2 first-rounders. Now, the future of Patrick Williams is also uncertain after both sides are far apart on a contract extension. We're hearing that Andre Drummond would draw interest in a trade market, adding that if LaVine's likely to exit, DeMar DeRozan and everybody else is also going to leave. This leaves that Andre Drummond would draw interest from contending teams. Makes a lot of sense. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below. What do you guys think of this information? What's going to happen with the Chicago Bulls? Time will only tell if they'll be the same thing. I'm done talking about it because I'm done until something happens predominantly that I believe is going to happen, or if it does get reported. But besides that, yeah, we're done talking about the Bulls for a while.